A farmer's dream is to be able to grow organic crops that they can harvest them at the shortest time possible. And there are some crops that they fall in that category that grows really fast in your farm. Hello guys, good morning and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So thank you guys for the love and support that you've been showing me by watching my videos, commenting in my previous videos, and for those who are new here, my name is Haoma_KE. And before I start harvesting other vegetables and also planting other vegetables that I need in the farm, I need to harvest our first eggplant. So this is my first time and my first year to grow eggplant. I'm super excited about the progress of our eggplant, and because I've realized that eggplant is a long-term crop, so it is a very good crop to also grow in your garden, especially at the sides of your either raised bed or any space that you've selected. Goja. Hmm? Yeah. Ni kubwa?
Yes, angalia. Wow.
So I've been getting a lot of questions on what type of vegetables that a first-time gardener should grow that you can harvest as fast as you can. And I would say spinach is one of them. So if you're a first-time gardener, spinach is an easier and a fast-growing crop. After 3 weeks to 4 weeks, you can start harvesting. And the only thing spinach needs is water, and then manure, and then when you're planting, make sure you plant your spinach at the top level of your soil, and they always love a very well drained soil. If you want your spinach to do really well, that's what you do. So we'll be adding some more spinach. And because I had planted our previous spinach at the front part of the garden, and here, if you really want your crops to do really well, try and do crop rotation. So you can decide if you're doing raised bed gardens or just on an open field. You can decide to apply the wood chips or the sawdust to your ground, just to make your ground a little bit softer and retain a lot of moisture and water when you're growing your spinach. That's what spinach really loves. Spinach loves a well-drained soil, so that they do well and they grow really fast when your soil is well drained. And here we do purely organic farming, so we make our own compost manure, and also I use the animal manure. So there are two ways to make compost manure, because I've been receiving different questions on how to make compost manure. So you can make lazy compost. It's just compiling kitchen waste or farm waste in one area, then they will rot after some time, and then use it in your farm. Or you can decide to dig a hole and then keep on putting your waste inside that hole while adding wood ash and other types of and then with soil, and then after some time it will rot, and then you use it as compost manure. If you love indigenous vegetables, a black nightshade or managu we call here in our local language, is an easier vegetable to grow. Within a month or 3 weeks, you can start harvesting from the tip, because when you harvest the tip, it means you're telling that plant to expand, and then you'll be able to harvest it for a longer period. And the easiest way I grow my black nightshade is just picking, let your black nightshade to fully mature until they produce seeds. And when the seeds turn to blackish, that's when you can crush them and then plant them in the soil. So in the soil, they take around a week, and then they will be out. So after 2 weeks, you can decide to transplant them after 2 weeks, or you can wait for them to be a little bit longer. But for transplanting seedlings, it's very important to transplant them when they are smaller, because they tend to catch up with the ground faster than when they are a little bit bigger. I plant spring onions everywhere in my farm, just because we consume spring onions every day. And the other reason is that spring onions is very good in pest control. So in any garden space that you see in my farm, you'll always see me planting a spring onions. In each and every vegetable, there's always a spring onion, because spring onion is very good in pest control because of its strong smell, and because it works really well in all types of food. There's no reason that you cannot plant spring onions in your garden. And I plant my vegetables in phases. So this is just to help my garden to always have constant supply of vegetables, especially if it is that one vegetable that I consume it very often. Like the black nightshade is one of the vegetables that I consume most of the time. So I cannot miss it to have in the farm. And the best way is to just do planting your vegetables in phases. And you can realize I've planted in between the spring onions. This is just to do pest control, because here we do purely organic farming. All the vegetables that you're seeing here, we've never applied chemicals from store-bought chemicals, just organically ways of controlling pests in your farm. Kale is a fast growing vegetable, especially if it is not the circus kale like mine. So if you want to start harvesting your vegetables in 3 weeks, plant the seed kales. They grow really fast and you can start harvesting them within a month or 3 weeks. And of course, any farm needs amaranth. And for me here, amaranth grows widely. We do not plant amaranth here, but if you have the seeds, you can start your amaranth garden, and they grow really fast. And it is one of the vegetables also you can start harvesting within 3 weeks to 1 month. You can start harvesting, and you can start harvesting them when they as tiny as possible. The tinier they are, the better, because they will be able to remove more branches when you harvest them when they are smaller. So here in the village, it is very common that people say a spider plant is one of the stubborn vegetables to grow. And most of the time it's true because it loves a lot of manure, and especially the cow manure. It does really well when the ground is really, really fertile. So if you want to grow a fast growing vegetable that you can start harvesting in 3 weeks, also plant the spider plant. And in my previous video I talked about these indigenous vegetables, and I said that most of the indigenous vegetables are herbs, and they have a lot of health benefits than the contemporary vegetables, the spinach, the kales, like the kales, the spinach. Most of the time the indigenous vegetables are very nutritious. This is the sarat. It is the same family with the kales, but it has a very different taste. It is a wild kale.
Anakuita. Hii ni sarat. Mzafikiri ni sukuma but iko na taste tofauti. Imekuliwa na wadudu.
So I saw one of the comments that one of you gave up on planting other crops. But for me, cabbage is one of the crops that has really shown me a lot. So I've not really gotten a grip of how to really plant cabbage, or maybe it is our weather and our soil. I'm not very sure. But I think most of the time cabbage really does well in a very cold and cool environment, and our weather is a little bit in the middle, not so hot and not so cold. So maybe that's why it doesn't do really well, but I always manage to get something, and it is to my advantage. So here we always have carrots in our farm. So we have carrots in three phases. The ones that we are harvesting, we have the second group that will be ready in 2 weeks time. Then we have another group that is still far from being ready. But for carrot, you can also start harvesting carrot within a month. Baby carrots, because I know carrots you can eat carrots even if they are tiny. You can use them in your food in any way. So carrot is also an easier vegetable to grow. The only thing it needs a very well drained soil, water, and manure. That is it.
Aje. Wink. I think iko ready.
This is our first bell pepper harvest. Super excited because we've also planted the yellow and the red bell pepper.
Uchune hivyo. Masasa tunaitumia shopping.
So if you leave the city and then you come to the village, you'll understand why I always try as much as possible to plant different types of vegetables in my farm, or herbs or spices, so that I get easy access to them. And also it saves me on money, because when you live in the city you get all these vegetables and spices in one area, either supermarket, or if you go to the local market, you'll always get all these types of vegetables. But here in the village it's totally different. Our supermarkets most of the time have what is locally consumed. So all these other types of vegetables, herbs, it is very rare to find them in our markets or in the supermarkets. So I got a lot of spinach, and I want to also plant them in the at the front part of our garden. The other time our spinach were on our a left side of the garden. Right now I'm planting on this side just to do crop rotation. And I think before our dry season comes, I really want to put now the drips, because sometimes it gets really difficult while I'm watering the vegetables, because I'm just using the pipe. And right now currently we are in that session of a dry session. We are not receiving enough rainfall for our crops, so I water my crops every day in the morning and sometimes in the evening. I am planting more spinach because I use my spinach for my salads. I use my spinach for making the green juice. And then also spinach works really well with all types of vegetables. So we consume spinach a lot here. Even we consume it more than the kales. So that's the reason why you're seeing me planting a lot of spinach today. So after I'm done with the farm, I'll go and prepare lunch. Very simple lunch. The kids are at home, and everything that we are going to cook for lunch today is from our garden, except the cooking oil and then salt. Any other thing we've harvested from our garden. From hapa mpaka mwisho. Yenye iko tu ni ile mti but unakutana zinaanguka chini. Ndege zinaangusha. Alafu dogi imekula. Bakari na nini? Kitu zimeoza. Pudding. Upshu.